guys, this is your girl TamCam, always TamCam, with another episode, and this is going to be a really good one. This is one that I have been waiting for a while because this is one of my really good friends, and you almost can say you're my best friend. I've never really, yeah, I mean, because you're probably one of the people who I talk to probably consistently. As an entrepreneur, it's a lonely profession, and I'm not gonna lie, sometimes you need people to confide in. You need people to call you out sometime. And this girl right here, this young lady, this beautiful queen, she is someone who, I don't know, like I look at you as family now.
We're just starting and you're gonna make me cry.
Okay, and we've only known each other for, oh my God, like what, 6 years now? 6 years. I've watched your family literally grow. When I first met you on Facebook, this is how we met. I saw her and her husband, you know, online. She was marketing her business, and I'm gonna let her tell you more about that. And then I said, hey, I got a transportation company. Please let me know, you know, if that's something you'll be interested in, you know, as far as using me as a vendor. And she immediately called me. We connected. And so here she is on a TamCam show. So I want you to tell everyone your full name, everything you do. This is our second take, so take it away, girl.
Well, first, thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely.
It's such a pleasure to be here, and just we're just starting, and I'm a very emotional person. But yes, thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
So my name is Viviana Marcela Gomez. I say it loud and proud. I'm a Latina. I'm from Costa Rica, born but raised here in Texas.
Beautiful.
I am the owner of Perfect Unity Events.
Absolutely.
So I am a wedding and quinceañera planner.
Nice.
So I support couples and families when it comes to planning their wedding and quinceañera.
Nice. Awesome.
I've been doing it for 5 years.
5
and
years.
2 years full time. So I'm dedicated.
Yes.
All the way.
Yes.
And I just love it.
Yeah.
I really love it. I enjoy it. It's just a blessing. It's a very rewarding job. It's stressful, because I'm not gonna lie.
But it's
stressful.
a good kind of stress.
Yes, it's a good kind of stress, because we have a plan and making dreams come true. So it's rewarding to see like my couples and families of quinceañeras on the day of their event, and they're just happy.
Yeah.
And they're enjoying it.
Yeah.
They're not being pulled for anything, because I take care of everything.
Yeah. And I love that you mentioned family, because she do have a family business. It's not just her.
No.
It's her awesome husband, who's also my driver for my business. I love Eli. I love your daughters, your son.
Yes.
And so, like I said, it's a family business. Pretty soon, your son, who's what, 2 years old?
He's 3.
Oh my Lord Jesus! Like I remember the first parties you had like an animal party, or something like that. And it was around, well, like I said, we met when she was pregnant. So I watched her have her son literally online during the pandemic. And so I'm gonna tell you this. I never told you this, but I remember when I was sending you money for something. I know. You know what it is?
Yes. You sent money to my daughter when she graduated.
Yes. I sent money to your daughter. And I think I told you I was going to send a certain amount, but I sent an extra $100, and I didn't tell you what it was for. And you immediately called me back or text me, and you said, hey, I don't know if you meant to do that, but you sent, you know, extra 100 versus what you said you was going to send. I just wanted to see if it was a mistake. And that right there.
Actually, that was for a job that we went to go help you.
Okay, so it was a job. Yeah,
so
it was a job. Okay, so yeah,
a lot.
Okay, yeah, so I gave her an extra $100 on top of the job. I remember now. And so when I sent it, I remember thinking, oh, I didn't even tell her what I sent her the extra 100 for, and it was actually for your son. I think it was for your son or your daughter. It was one of their birthdays that was just coming up.
Yeah. Okay, now I remember.
Yeah.
It was a job that we went to go do.
Right.
And then you sent extra because Naomi was graduating.
Exactly.
In a couple of months.
Exactly.
That's what it was. Yep.
So my point is, when she called me, see, this is the kind of friend you want. This is the type of person you want in your circle, because I've been in situations. I've actually, as a staffer, I've overpaid people. And when you look at your payroll, you're like, oh my God, I need to, let them know that I overpaid them. Sometimes people notice and they won't say anything, but they'll sure tell you if, they got shorted. But Vivi, she immediately texted me, called me, let me know, hey, you sent $100 extra. You want me to send it back? I think you said something like that. And I was like, no, girl. And I was like, she's the real deal. I remember thinking right there, and I never told you that. Aww. And I want to say that was like almost like God helping me to test, friendship, because it's hard to know if someone is really, genuine. And that goes to show you have a conscience, you're God-fearing, and you should be really proud of that. You really should. Aww. Yeah.
Well, I got to thank my mom and dad for raising such a great child.
Shout out to mom and dad for
Mami, papi, muchas gracias.
For giving her a conscience. Yeah.
Yes. No, I really want to thank my parents for that, because they've always raised my siblings and I to always be honest.
Yeah.
And it's hard to find that nowadays.
Yeah.
Because this world is crazy. We all see it.
Yeah.
But it wow, is. I forgot about, I mean, I remember now that we're talking about it, but I remember, and I remember sitting in the car and I told Eli, I was like, Tams, I think by accident. And I'm like, I gotta tell her, because, because you're always busy. So in my mind, I'm like, she probably got really busy and she accidentally.
It could happen. But I remember when I sent it, I was like, oh, I need to tell her what the other money is for. And I did get busy. And here you calling me back or texting me. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, this girl is like amazing. Like, and so stuff like that, trust me, I do not forget. As an entrepreneur, you really do need to have people by your side who you can trust. And so I don't forget things like that. So I was like, whether you like it or not, I'm in your life forever. So
you're Tia Tam.
Exactly. So you've seen me go through my ups and downs. I've seen you go through ups and downs with work.
Isn't that beautiful though?
That is beautiful.
When we were talking the other day, when I met you, you started off with one van.
Wow. You did tell me that. Yeah, we had that.
How many do you have now?
Whoa, I have 4 vans now.
I know.
Or 3 vans and 1 SUV.
Yes. And I'm like, oh my gosh. See, you need friends that are going to be cheering you
Exactly.
on.
So, get you a good friend. You might just find them on Facebook.
Yeah.
This is a great Facebook promo.
Yeah. Hey, you better call us.
I know. Call us if y'all air this Facebook. Get you a friend. Get you a friend from Facebook.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there's so much that I want to talk to you about. I mean, we just went through literally almost 30 minutes just fighting with mics. This is my new setup. So you're gonna see the TamCam show gradually start to change. The first one,
I was the guinea pig.
Yeah, no, I do not like to say guinea pig. I always say test model.
I'm the test model.
A test model. Just like I don't like to say what do you say? Kill a birds with 2 stones. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how they say it. Kill a birds with 2 stones. Well, you feed the bird with 2 crumbs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't kill the birds. My aunt told me that. Yeah, she's like, don't kill the birds. Feed the birds. Yeah, with 2 crumbs, or something like that. Anyway, so give me like the scenario of, because this is what I'm so fascinated with. I don't think I would ever. I'm not meant to be a coordinator. I'm surprised that I'm an event.
Well, you did amazing when you came to help me one day.
Oh yeah, because I didn't have to think, and every entrepreneur would know this. Like sometimes you need that break, that mental break.
Yeah.
And so it's good for people to start telling you what to do so you can be like, oh, good, and I'm still earning a living. So,
Yeah.
But tell everyone, what does it take to be a wedding coordinator? That's your official title, right? You're a wedding coordinator.
Planner and coordinator, because it's 2 different things.
Okay. What's the difference?
So planner's responsibility is from start to finish.
Okay.
Basically supporting the couple every step of the way. Once, if they have booked their venue, or if they haven't, I'm the one who's doing all the searches.
Okay.
Prepping the vendor team and just kind of looking at their budget and everything.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit more hands-on, like having a personal assistant from start to finish and supporting the couple.
Right.
Because they need a lot of help.
It's a lot. Weddings stress me. I didn't even shoot weddings as a photographer because it was just so stressful. I mean,
really?
I did it when, it was a close friend or family member, but
it's stressful when you don't have a coordinator.
Yeah. So tell me, why this profession?
So when everyone asked me like, how did you start? What happened? Or
right.
what? Because I was in the medical field.
You were.
I was in the medical field.
Yeah.
I was a medical assistant. Wow. I worked for Parkland for 5 years.
Yeah.
Then I went to the school district and I worked in the clinic. So when people ask me, it's just God gave me a serving heart. So when I look at wedding planning or quinceañera planning, I see it as serving others. So
right.
when I look back, it's like God was preparing me to be where I'm at right now.
Because you had recently got married before you fully started your business, right?
Yeah, so I started first doing choreography for quinceañeras. I did a couple of quinceañeras for some of our youth girls.
Right.
And it just kind of started there. I was in the youth ministry for a long time, and I was the outreach coordinator. I always had the coordinator title, believe it or not, outside of my profession. So at church, I served a lot.
Okay.
I was the one that did the outreach ministry, and I served in a youth ministry on top of that, and I was a volunteer coordinator.
Okay.
So during those times, so when I look back, it's like I started doing timelines since, oh my gosh, like way back. Like if I look at it, it's probably been like, 16, 17 years, maybe more. And then God brought me to where I'm at. It's just, it's so amazing, but I see it as serving others. And that's how it's like, I didn't wake up one day and said, hey, I really love weddings. I'm going to be a wedding planner. It took years. It really took years. And just realizing where it started, and I'm like, wow, God really prepared me. I never thought, because I wanted to become a nurse.
Oh, wow.
I really did. I started medical assistant, and I was going to go back to school and everything, but life took a different turn. God said, nope, that's not for you. This is what I'm going to have you do.
Wow.
And that's where Perfect Unity Event started.
How did you come up with the name Perfect Unity?
So I prayed.
Okay.
I really prayed. And obviously I'm very close to my family, so we have a little group text, and I gave them 3 different options, and that just stuck with me.
Wow.
That really stuck with me. And it used to be my initials and the girls, so it's VMG Creations. That's how it started. VMG
Creations. I like that too. Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that.
But I changed it after like the first year. And I was like, Perfect Unity. It's a unity. It's a unity that...
I didn't even focus on the unity. I was
on a Bible verse in Colossians.
Oh, yes. Wow. I was more focused on the word perfect, but unity. Wow.
Yeah. Because it's a union, and not... I see it like a union between me and the clients. Right. In a very special day. Where it's the wedding or quinceañeras and stuff. But that's kind of how my journey kind of started. It's when I think about it, it's like I always want to tear up and stuff. But that's
you should be very, very proud of yourself.
I am, and I do it in a humble way because my profession, it's very hard. It's not easy. Yeah. But God has given me like the wisdom to be able to handle all of that, and also be a mom and a wife. Yeah. And I'm really gonna cry.
Well, I mean, give yourself your flowers, give yourself enough credit, because I mean, the people who you serve, and that's the secret. You gotta find a way to serve in order to find your passion or the thing that you love to do in life. So my question to you is, I'm sorry, I'm going for a blank right now because I'm trying to make sure that I'm looking at I'm looking at that, trying to make sure the cameras are rolling. And I kind of just went for a blank. So when I first met you, you was working in a medical field, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you was working from home, which I was like, oh, that's cool. You get to work at home. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't always easy working from home.
No.
Yeah. Explain that.
And it's not for everyone. It really isn't. And it was not for me, especially after I had Nathaniel. Yeah. It was hard because I was a mom at the same time, and I was like a slave to the computer.
Oh my God.
It was so stressful. Yeah. And like taking breaks, because I was breastfeeding during the time into.
Yeah.
It was very, very hard.
Yeah. I remember during that time, you would call me and, you know, because I've been doing entrepreneurship for so long, I know when someone is not in their purpose and working their purpose. And the way you would talk is, Tam, what are you doing? Yeah, I'm at my computer. And I'm like, girl, you need to leave that job.
I know.
And then when you saw the signs coming, I was like, okay, so when you know, they let you go, we're going to celebrate because I feel like, you know, at that moment you were self-sabotaging yourself, you know, and I mean, in a good way. That's normally how it works when you don't want to be somewhere. I mean, just think about it. Right now, you probably get up, you leap out of bed. Well, not probably so much, you know, because, you know, you got a kid and everything, you know, and who don't want to be in bed all the time. But I mean, it's a different type of mentality, right? When you're working for yourself versus going to the computer and working for somebody, like the stress, you know, that they put upon us and stuff like that versus when you're working in your purpose. I mean, so I'm so proud of you. I mean,
thank you.
You are, it's like night and day. Yeah. From,
I know it's so different.
Like you wouldn't even be here.
No,
you wouldn't
I would be in my computer.
Yeah. You would definitely be at your computer.
But you know, the funny thing is that I work 24/7 regardless. I work more now.
But it don't feel like work.
But it doesn't.
Yeah.
But I'm still a slave to my computer and my phone. But it's totally different. Like, exactly. I can stop whenever I want to. I can set up a meeting when I'm available and still have family time and stuff. So
exactly.
So that's a blessing.
That's what, you know, that's the difference between working for yourself and working for somebody else. Like you can work, I'm just throwing a number out there, but 100 hours and it just feels like a vacation versus 50 or 40 hours, which is a normal work week, which they really should drop it to 20, especially with AI coming in, these robots, you know, and then you feeling so exhausted. I mean, you literally can feel mentally exhausted working just less hours. And I mean, there's something that's called second wind. I don't know if you heard what that is. Like when you're just so passionate about something, like you'll muster up the energy because you're so excited about it.
Sometimes we have back-to-back events, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And
whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So we have to wake up early.
Wow. So tell me, all right, about your packages and your events.
Okay. So a lot of people are not aware that planner and coordinator is completely two different things, two different services. Okay. Full planning is basically for couples that need a lot of support, having a personal assistant from start to finish. Okay. If it's venue search, catering, cake, I mean, everything that it entails wedding planning. Right. So the full package is I start right away and I'm there on the day of their wedding, but it's like I'm walking with them every step of the planning process, supporting them, looking at their budget, looking at different vendors, creating the perfect vendor team, because your vendor team, like, it has to be top notch, right? For an event to run
you have a team of people that you work with,
that I recommend,
right? That including TamCam shuttle.
Yes.
If you need a vehicle, you call me. Yeah. So, all right. So, tell us a little bit more about.
Yeah. So that it's like a personal assistant. So planning is it's someone that plans the whole event, and on the day we execute it, we bring the whole team together just to create that perfect wedding or quinceañera, right? And then coordinator coordinates and actually is where the couple plans everything. Right. We gather everything that they have been planning, and then we execute it on wedding day.
So basically,
it's completely different.
You go in, you're there at the rehearsal, you are there, you know, at the wedding, you know, in the beginning of the wedding when they're getting dressed, making sure the photographer is where they need to be and all that kind of stuff.
So it's like being the director. So I'm there directing.
That's a good, oh my God, I just came up with an epiphany. All right. So you know how they always say, like, if you really want to stand out in your profession, you should like give yourself a cool name. So you should call yourself.
I'm a director.
Yeah. Wedding director.
Love it.
She's the wedding director. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of that before? I don't think I've heard of a wedding director.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
You're the wedding director.
Yeah.
That's who you are.
Perfect Unity Events.
Wedding director.
The wedding director for your event.
So now I get it. I don't know why I didn't get it before as far as understanding what a planner and a coordinator is, but I see it now. Yeah. So do you push people towards one or the other?
No, so it all depends. Like when they give me a call, I kind of see where they're at in the planning stages. And I'm the type, like, you know, I'm a very honest person. If I see that they don't need full planning, I tell them, I'm like, you know, it looks like you already have all of your vendors. You might just need coordinating service and stuff. Because a lot of times they already have all of their vendors.
Right.
But I did change a little bit in my day of coordinating package. We start very early on. We start 90 days before. I
think that's good.
Yes, because I started noticing that couples need support very early on.
No, I think 90 days is sufficient. It's not too far off, and it's not too, you know, too out there, you know. So I think, So one thing that stands out about like other companies, like what Perfect Unity Events is, I mean, we're a husband and wife team. Yes. So we are a family base, but when I say, I always say, we walk with them every step of the planning process. So regardless of what package they choose, once they decide to sign with us, we meet with them like right away. Right. That way we can go over where they're at in the planning stages. We go through a series of questionnaires. Yeah. I create like a Google Drive for my couples with resources. So if it's like they have a personal planner, but they're doing all of that. Right. All of my clients get access to that, whether it's full planning or day of coordinator. And I help them. I support them. If it's like drafting the timeline, I draft the timeline. Once they hire me, we draft a timeline. Yeah. Because a lot of times when they're booking their vendors, they're asking these questions. Okay, what time is your ceremony? Right. What time is cocktail hour, dinner, and all of that? And if they have that resource ahead of time, it's less stressful for the client. So that's a little bit what stands out from us. Not only that, but it's a lot. It's like I said, it's like serving others. So it's like to me, I always tell my couples, you know, we're here to serve you. Right. You know, and even though, like, I tell them, I'm like, I'm very honest. If I see that we're not able to create what you're wanting, I walk with them and tell them, like, okay, if we do it this way, this is what's going to happen, because I've seen it happen before and everything. Right. I think we should redirect and we should do it this way. That way it's smoother. Right. Or the vendor as well. I always tell them, like, if you want to send me the contract before, I can review it and stuff, because there's a lot of red flags that you review all the vendor contracts as well?
Yes. So, you know, the funny thing, it's
that's full service.
Yes, it is full service. So one thing, it's like, I need to know the ins and out of the event. Every coordinator and every planner works a little bit different, but me, like, I have to know the ins and out, because my role as the planner or coordinator, I have to respect other vendors as well, their role, their responsibility, and also actually protecting the clients as well. So I'm looking at contract hours. Yeah. I'm looking at clauses that maybe we need to be aware of, especially when it's hiring any kind of vendor. Like, what is your cancellation policy? Like, if you're sick, what happens? Do you just cancel on me, or do you send someone else?
See, when you're looking at the contract, I feel like that's where your nursing training comes in, because as a nurse, I feel like you have to have a very keen eye to reading documents and understanding things completely at the initial contact. So wow.
And the majority of vendors, I mean, majority are entrepreneurs too. So there's different clauses. That's the freedom of being an entrepreneur. You can have different policies. Some policies might be a little kind of different, but you know, it's respecting them and making the couple aware, or the parents of the quinceañera aware, like, hey, on this contract, it says that they will cancel. Okay, but there's nowhere where it states, like, are you sending in a replacement? So that's calling the vendor, asking them, so what happens? What happens if you don't show up? So there's been times that we've asked, that I've requested for the vendor to add a clause just to protect them and stuff. So I do a lot. I do a lot, and I love it. I think the way where we're at right now, it's like, you know, we're at the state where we do only a handful of events because I show up. Right. You don't just hire and then I send an assistant.
Right.
Eli and I, we do all of the events. If for any reason, if Eli's not able to, we have assistants that come with us. But I do all of my events.
Wow. I can say firsthand that I've seen you in action, and I and I love it. I love seeing
it's like
that
a switch.
Yeah, it is a switch. And don't you love that, you do have that side that goes into boss mode? Because I would definitely hire you if I was getting married. I am not trying to get married, but if I was...
for years.
We ain't gonna even go there. But I'm telling you, if you're looking for a coordinator, Viviana, she is so close to your experience that you won't even have to do anything. And I don't know how much the bride and groom are involved, like when they have a planner or a coordinator, but I mean, I just feel like they're really in good hands with you, like for real, because you love being in love, you love being married, and that's the person who you want, coordinating or planning your biggest event of your life, so.
Yeah. And one advantage is like, not only do Eli and I step in to the event as husband and wife, right, but we also come in as parents.
Yes.
So we treat every event like it was just ours, like our family and stuff. So,
I guess after 3 months, because like, what's the furthest out, like in your experience or your career that somebody's like, hey, I want to book you for a wedding? Like, what's the furthest out? Like
2 years.
Seriously?
2 years. But I always recommend to do at least the year mark. And the reason why is because businesses can close, management can change for venues, entrepreneurship.
Right.
Hey.
Yeah. A lot can change.
Yeah, a lot can change. What
do you think? I mean, you being married, why do you think people plan out weddings that far out? Like,
because they're expensive and they keep getting expensive.
That makes more sense. So it gives them time to pay for the wedding that they really want.
So I always tell, especially like for quinceañeras, because quinceañeras is a big celebration. Right. It's like every little girl's dream. Right. It's like their quinceañera and their wedding day.
Right.
So I have a lot of parents that are wanting to start 3 years in advance.
I can see quinceañeras, but weddings are kind of like, really?
Yeah.
Like 2 years?
I think the furthest that has been, it was 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah, 2 years.
I've been getting that a lot. Like every time I do a wedding event, people are like, yeah, and it's 2026. And I'm like, you getting married in 2028? Like, why y'all even here? Like, that's how I feel. But I get it now, because if you're planning that huge wedding, you want to make sure everything's in place. But still, that just seems so far out. I don't even like planning a vacation like a year in advance. Like, 6 months at the most. Yeah. You just never know. Like, life is just so unpredictable.
And a lot has to do with venues too.
Yeah.
Because they start booking very fast.
Wow.
Too.
I didn't think about that. See, that's why you're the wedding director. Yeah. We're going to make that stick. We can go ahead and get some water if you need it. Yeah. Wow.
I know, it's crazy. It's things that people don't think about.
I know, right? So, all right. So we're talking about what you need as a wedding coordinator and what you do as a wedding coordinator. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the things the bad side of it. You want to talk about that? Like some of the things that maybe have gone wrong that couples need to definitely look out for. Like, okay, making sure you have the right cake decorator, making sure you have the right transportation company.
So one of the events that just pops into my head. So when I say I review contract hours, I really do. Right. There was one incident where catering took a little bit longer.
The main food.
To arrive.
Wow.
So, instead of the couple, and this was during the ceremony. So the bride can't hop on the phone. The groom can't. Family can't. But when you have a coordinator, your coordinator is problem solving behind the scenes.
Wait, when you say they can't get on the phone,
they can't.
Wait, during the wedding,
the ceremony. Because things happen behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes, actually doing the wedding.
During the wedding, yes. So when you have a coordinator to support you, they're problem solving right away. So a lot of times,
this is the main reason why you need a wedding coordinator.
Because family members. Because I have a lot of people that say, "Oh, my tia's helping me," or or a church member is helping me and stuff, which is great.
Right.
It saves you money. But at the end of the day, you need a professional that knows how to handle things that only professionals can take care of.
Yeah.
So the thing is, it's like we're quick to problem solve.
Right.
So during that, I'm on the phone with catering. Okay, let me know your ETA.
Right.
Okay, I understand there's traffic and everything, but drive safely. So I'm communicating with the DJ.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the DJ is the one who's transitioning from the ceremony to the reception cocktail.
So he's creating that, he's creating a diversion. Yeah, the flow. The flow of the event. Let's go ahead and do another kiss. Yeah. at the altar. So, let's walk a little slower.
So the officiant. The DJ doesn't do that. The DJ does the music in the background and stuff if they don't have a live performer and stuff. But yeah, so I quickly... I'm contacting the caterer and making sure, ETA, letting the DJ know.
Wow.
Because I can't bother the photographers either because they're over there.
Right.
But as soon as I'm able to, I communicate with the whole vendor team. Because when one vendor delays or arrives late or something, it delays everything. So I had to quickly problem solve.
Wow.
So during that time, I'm telling the DJ, so this is how long it's going to take for them to get here.
Right.
Let me talk to the couple after the ceremony. And then I thought about doing a game.
Right.
Okay.
Oh.
So I asked the couple because when it comes to things like that, sometimes like I tell couples, there's decisions that I have to make in order for everything to run smoothly.
So tell me this, when things like that happen behind the scenes, do they know in that moment or they don't know until
don't know.
Like maybe after the wedding or
they don't know. You do not know.
That's the coordinator you want. You do not want to have someone who's putting doubt or scarcity in your mind on your biggest day. That's good. Yeah. That's good right there.
So in that situation, I did ask the bride and groom, hey, just to kind of start the event.
Right.
I did let the groom. I always tell the groom if it's something that I cannot, like it's out of my hands.
Because of guys can process a little a little bit better.
So I told the groom, hey, cater is taking a little bit longer.
Right.
So I'm going to do a game. Are you guys okay? Can you communicate with the bride?
Right.
We're going to do a game.
Right.
We improvised.
Yeah.
The DJ handed me the mic and I hosted the game. And thank goodness we did the shoe game. So I don't know if you've seen at weddings where they're back to back and then they ask the question, who takes longer in the morning? And then they lift up the shoe.
Oh, no, I've never seen that.
So prior to that wedding, I had because I keep all of my timelines.
Right.
I had
I love it.
I had the questions already saved from a prior event.
Oh wow.
So I knew exactly what to ask in this game. And we just kind of improvised. And then right whenever we ended the game, that's when catering got there, and then they were like this. They started serving and stuff.
And see, that's why you also probably need someone, an assistant. Like you should never, if you're in business and you're picking up a lot of gigs, you should never like go to a location by yourself, especially if it's over maybe 100 guests, do you do like small intimate weddings?
So
or you have a standard?
No. I do all types of events.
Okay.
100 guests is a big wedding. A lot of people don't understand. It is a big wedding.
Yeah.
A small wedding, intimate wedding, is like 30 guests. 30.
Okay. And you would do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't.
You haven't?
I haven't.
Okay.
Usually we've done events from 100 and up.
Okay.
I think the biggest event that we had was 400, and it was for quinceañeras.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you when a couple approach you and you're going through your rates, are you asking them, hey, what's your budget? I mean, how do you like coordinate the prices?
No, I have a standard price.
Yeah,
it's already a set price. Yes, because no matter what, it's like it's the same service. You're gonna get the same service. You cannot come and say, well, I just need you to do the timeline and this. No,
right.
Because then the way that I work, it changes.
Right.
And the process and everything, it's like I just have set prices.
That's good.
And I'm very transparent. It's on my website.
Right.
So I don't have any hidden fees.
Right.
I don't.
Right. I love that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I sit with the couple, get
right.
to know. I always ask for their love story.
Yeah.
and the parents too, like, you know, a little bit about the family and stuff like that. But yeah, we sit down, we talk about their wedding,
right,
their vision, if they already have a venue and all that, and just kind of see where they're at, and just kind of walk them through like the package,
right,
what to expect and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So you work with, like, what's your main clientele? Is it like, I'm talking about like basically ethnic group, you know?
Oh, okay.
We go through that. Like, we talk about that a lot. Yeah. Every ethnic group have their common threads. Yeah. So like, mostly my clients are, you know, African American, because that's who I am, you know, and you probably deal with.
So we are bilingual. So we do have a lot of Latino, Hispanics,
right, that
we serve. Also Caucasian,
right? Yeah.
So I can say we have a mixture. We have a mixture. We had a Filipino wedding with Central American,
right? Because you're talking about different cultures too. Not, I mean, weddings, you know, in the traditional sense, that's okay. But then when you start getting into, you know, ethnic groups, then the culture changes. Like Indian weddings. Have you done an Indian wedding before?
Oh, wow. So want to, but they are long. Sometimes it's a whole week or 3 or 5 days.
Right.
I've always wanted to.
Okay, so if you are Indian and you're in the DFW area, make sure you call Viviana at what number? She wants to do your
first. Let me shadow a coordinator, because I can't promote myself.
She was like, I ain't putting my number out there yet.
No, let me learn first. But no, I always wanted to at least go to an Indian wedding, just kind of understand.
I've been to
culture.
One before.
I have not.
I've been to one.
I've been to a Nigerian wedding before. I was actually helping a vendor. It was a photo booth. Oh my gosh, it was beautiful.
It wasn't it? Yeah. Yes. Oh my God, they have so much fun.
Yes.
I mean, they're dressed up so pretty, but the shoes, you know, get kicked off.
And then they change outfits.
Yeah.
They change.
It's
outfits.
a fashion show.
It really
and then they start throwing money and stuff like that.
Yes, I was like, wow, they're making it rain.
Okay,
so
as a transportation provider, I actually picked up the bride and groom and the whole wedding party basically. And they halfway to the venue, they was like, "Oh wait, we need dollars because we need to throw it." So we stopped at like. It's a Sunday too, so no banks are open. Nobody really have a credit card. So we went to like this 2 drugstores to get some loose dollars so they can throw them up. You know, while the bride and groom is in my car.
Little fanny pack or purse.
Yeah, they carry. Like they're serious about doing the rain dance. I'm like, oh my God, I love it. So
I know.
Wow. So oh my God. So how long do you see yourself in this profession? Because honestly, as I'm looking at you talk, first of all, I love how excited you are, because when I first met you, this wasn't the Vivi that I knew. So how long do you see yourself in this profession? Because I see like you growing into retirement, you know, in this profession with your kids even taking over the business. I mean, are you looking at like...
No, I am.
Wow.
I really am. I love, when I say I love what I do.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And I see myself doing it until they have to wheel me off.
Wow.
Till the wheels fall off.
Wow.
No, yes.
Yeah.
And that's actually one thing that Eli and I have been talking, like, what if something happens to us? What's going to happen to our business? You know? Yeah, because we have to plan.
Right.
You know, everything. I'm a planner. I plan everything.
Right. Exactly.
Because you never know what could happen. Like, what if something does happen?
Right.
Eli was like, well, if something happens to you, you know, I'm taking over. I was like, no, I know. Of course.
I love it. And that's what you want to hear from your husband. Yeah.
But when it comes to our girls, like they have different, they have different, professions that they want to pursue and everything.
So you don't push it upon them.
No, I don't.
Yeah, that's good.
I don't. I really don't. Even though they help us and everything, I really don't.
That's good. That's good.
Because it's not fair for them. If it's and I see it, it's like if it's not their passion, why am I going to push my child?
Exactly.
But of course, if they were come to us and say, hey, you know what, I really like, you know, helping. I want to step in. You know. But we train our girls. We help them.
Sorry, I had to eat something.
We show them and stuff like that. But yeah, it's things that we've actually recently has sat down and talk about, because to me it's important. This this is what I do.
So you are building a legacy business, like on purpose.
Yes.
Yeah. Hoping that they would want to join, full time.
Yeah.
Wow. So AI is, everywhere, and is it, disrupting like everyone's career, is it really affecting you so much?
No, I see it as a resource that helps me.
Yeah. How so?
Perfect my art, because it is art. I'm creating events and stuff. It helps me, especially ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Can you believe? Okay, so I have to share this. A couple found me through ChatGPT.
That's crazy, right?
When they told me that, they said that they searched a bilingual husband and wife team.
What?
In the DFW area, and like 3 or 4 popped, and they researched, they looked, and they fell in love with us. So ChatGPT has done amazing.
Big ups to you, Chat.
I know.
Yeah.
But it helps me with emails, because sometimes it's like, I'm on the road, or I'm in a meeting, or I'm doing a floor plan and everything. I have to send out emails.
Right.
And sometimes I have to put an email together where I have to stay professional, because that's very important.
Absolutely, yeah.
Of course, my grammar is not that great.
Stop it.
No, but it helps support me to get straight to the point, being professional.
Exactly.
So it helps. It really, really helps. And
that's good, because it's disrupting so many industries. So I'm glad that it's actually enhancing your career, because for a lot of people, they can't say the same.
And I learned that it helps you even with social media. That is so crazy, because sometimes I don't even know what to post.
Oh, wow.
I don't need, I'm like, okay, I know I need to post, because people need to see.
So Chat GPT even give you like ideas on what to post.
Yeah. So it has helped.
Yeah.
It has helped.
So if anybody wants to get into this career, like, what's the first advice you would give
Shadow
them?
someone.
Okay.
Shadow someone. Because you want to see how it is to run a business, or how an event runs is, and everything, because you never know, you might not like it. It might not be for you. So I always tell people, like, okay, if this is something that you're wanting to pursue, learn from the experts. Reach out, and even shadow like florists or DJs and stuff, and just learn the industry, because it's important to know everyone's role.
That's what I did in transportation. I did that.
Especially in planning and coordinating, you know, you have to understand everyone's role. When I first started, I would talk to DJs and ask them, or florists, and how long does it take? Like, what do I need to know? Like, what can I learn? There was one time, the first time that we ever worked with fireworks, it didn't go as perfectly. Well, actually it did go perfectly, but behind the scenes, the communication. So after, you know, I called and asked, like, hey, can you walk me through how we can perfect this? Because
the fireworks.
It's just, the behind the scenes, because it's important. So if you're wanting to pursue planning or coordinating or anything in the wedding industry, I say to
for how long? How long should you like do internship?
I say at least a good 6 months to a year, because it's a lot. You really want to learn and educate yourself. You can't just put yourself out there and just title yourself, oh, I'm a planner, I'm a coordinator. You have to learn. This is
what I'm curious about. You said that, like, sometimes you'll meet with your clients, and sometimes they may have their own vendors list. Do you, when you recognize some vendors who you probably had, like, you know,
we have a blacklist.
Okay. Oh, why I gotta be black?
Why
I gotta be black? Why I gotta be a blacklist?
A dark list.
Is that a good thing?
So people in the wedding industry know what a blacklist is, and those are vendors that are not professional.
Okay.
And
where is this blacklist?
We created it.
Is it a secret society with all the names?
No.
Yeah.
No, but if I do notice a vendor that I know that has a bad reputation.
You tell. Yeah, of course. I mean, that's your responsibility, because first of all, you're going to be working with them. Yeah.
That's why it's like you have to really be out there, because there's a lot of they call themselves wedding vendors, and they're scamming people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So So what qualifies them to initially get on the blacklist? Like, of course, if they're scamming somebody, completely, you going on that list. But if someone's just inconsistently late, or the food is, or the service is not up to quality, do you give them grace? And then you're like, okay, you've done this twice. I can't work with you again.
So one scenario that did happen to me. I'm not going to put any names.
No, of course not. Yeah.
It was a vendor that a client of mine like researched and fell in love with this service, and they booked the service, and then the day of the event, they sent someone else without even communicating.
What?
And you can tell.
You notice.
No, until they started their service. And when I looked, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Can you tell me what the service was?
No, because then I'm going to give it away.
Okay, all right.
So I like to be respectful.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Because I'm not here to bash anybody and stuff, but just kind of educate and let people know that this happens.
Right.
It's like when you book a vendor, one of the main questions: are you the one that's going to provide the service? Are you coming with your team and stuff? So right away.
So you hold them to that word. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. That's why it's important to have a contract. But when they came to give their service, I was like, wait a minute, no. And then through the conversations and the communication that, like, when they came,
right, I
was like, oh my goodness. And you could tell right away that it was not the vendor that my client hired. So what I did is, after the event, it took me a couple of days because I do not ever want to call someone when I'm emotional, and because it does make me angry, because my clients, these are people that are investing so much money, and it's not fair for someone to take advantage of that. So I called the vendor and I called them out in a very respectful way, and that person was very shocked and he appreciated that I told him that, because I told him in the future, if I were to ever work with you, I would love to recommend you, but you can't do this. It's not fair. It really isn't fair.
Wow.
And I did let the client know after, because they could tell.
They
could tell that the service was not.
I mean, some services, I'm trying to, go through my mind on like what wedding services where it has to be the person who actually, books that event with the coordinator. I'm thinking, okay, if it's the cook, you can't, if you want like, a certain dish, you can't be like pushing that dish on to somebody else, because definitely it's going to taste different. Yeah. Me having transportation, I can't drive all the vehicles. So,
there's other, and I'm not saying that all of the vendors, they needed, because there's several services that they can send out other people. Right. And they're able to do double booking or triple booking on that day, especially when it comes to florists. Right. We know that they have multiple events, but asking the questions like, do we have the correct number of team members that can fulfill your service and stuff like that. Okay. It's just, there's other services that, of course, it's not the client, but you're aware of that. Right. You're aware of that.
I feel like we should do another show on like just breaking down the top vendors you may want to have at your wedding or reception or quinceañera or your party, and then what you should look for in each vendor. Yeah. Maybe we can do like an online, or maybe you can come back to the studio and do it. Course. Yeah. And I promise you, I won't be going through the whole microphone thing.
Don't apologize.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's just a lot.
Hey, but we got it down.
And see how amazing you are? You are. Sometimes you really do need people to like encourage you, because it is a lonely profession, and sometimes it is a hard profession, and you really do need those cheerleaders on the sideline. So I'm forever for you, girl. I'm forever here for you. Me too. Tell everyone where they can find you.
So now we're on TikTok. So TikTok, Instagram, and my website, Perfect Unity Events.
Okay, yeah. And so are you looking for any interns right now, for the summer?
So we have a set team already. Okay. We just actually extended our services.
To what? Oh, you have
wait staff. We have staffing because here's an area that I do struggle sometimes with my clients, is like, when they book their catering service, usually catering are only there for 3 2 to 3 hours, and we need people to be bussing the tables throughout the night, and because at the end of the night, who's left to clean? So we just extended our services. Nice. We have wait staff. We have 2 additional assistant coordinators.
Nice.
Which I love.
Congrats. Yeah.
On top of our girls. But yeah, we have a set team.
Growing. Yeah, I love it.
We're growing. Yes, we're growing. We are so growing. But like I said, we do our events.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So it's like when we give our services, we let our clients know we're not coming alone. We're bringing a team.
Nice.
We're bringing a team.
And that gives them comfort and confidence and reassurance that, everything's going to go off without a hitch. Well, thank you, Vivi, for coming on to the TamCam show.
Thank you.
I definitely want to have you back. And guys, once again, if you want to hire Vivi, one of the best coordinator, 5-star coordinator in the DFW area. But guys, if you want to hire Vivi, I'm going to put all the information right below. Once again, this is Always TamCam, guys. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
We really enjoy having you, and we'll see you next time on Always TamCam podcast.
Bye.